Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is Monday. It's 3:38 p.m. on a Monday afternoon. Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Monday, the 10th of February.
So it's Monday, the 10th of February, right? I'm trying really hard not to get agitated, irritated, annoyed and downright angry, and I think a lot of people feel like this, just like I do, but I refuse to get cross. Believe you me, I am. I'm fuming, but I'm not an entertainment. I'm not someone that you are going to stand there and laugh at me getting all het up and frustrated. Not allowing that to happen. So the gas guy left. He said, hopefully you won't have to see me again for some time. Well, it's a yearly gas check, an annual gas check. I'm glad I got it over and done with, because putting things off causes more problems. So the gas man came about 12:30, something like that. He was finished by 1:30, and smooth and easy, in and out job. After the guy left, I got things together and I took Max out earlier than usual, and it had been raining. We're having miserable weather here in Great Britain. It's really classic cold, muggy, filthy, dirty weather outside, and I didn't grab an umbrella. I just took Max out, had me Parker coat on, and I just took Max onto the field. No one on there, of course not. Wet, muddy, windy, apart from two male Norse Medway Council guys emptying the bins on the field. That was it. Max had a run, Max did his business. Then I came back home and there was a guy drilling on the end of the street here. Drilling, because that's what he does when he comes home. He has done for the past few days. He was on his own at home at the weekend, and I think he drilled on a Sunday. I am not a puppet that someone plays with, and I will not be. Amongst other things, I'm trying to get out of this flat. I've cleaned right at the end of my flat, and I'm going to clean down the bottom end, and I'm going to clean it until it's all tidy, and possibly even consider swapping with someone, even if it's in London. I have had enough of it here. I'm not enjoying where I live at all, and I'm trying to make positive steps. If I can't get out, is to make it a better place to live in, if I have to, as a last resort. So when I got back in, and I'd had drilling in my ears, because people watch the videos, oh, she's gone outside because the alarm's hurt her ears. Someone's drilling on the end of the road. Came into my flat and I gave my mum a call, and she's just as frustrated and fed up as I am, because they're classing my mum's call outs as a non-emergency, and considering she's an old lady, she's got no company, she's on her own, and she can't boil a kettle. I mean, really. So she sat there on the sofa on a blanket feeling pissed off. I'm on my own feeling pissed off. And I'm sure there's thousands and thousands of older people on their own in their homes pissed off, because it feels like the governments are taking out all their frustrations on older people. First of all, cutting the winter fuel allowance. And what government stopped free TV licences for over 75s, for God's sake? A lot of people over 75 are disabled and they've only got the television. It's ridiculous. So I talked to my mum. I'm trying to give her encouragement and hope. And there's me trying to get through to victim support yet again. Because I was told before someone was going to ring me, I would be left a message. And it's exactly the same as what happened last time. They don't leave me a message. They ring and then I miss the call. So now I'm ready for the call, right? I'm ready for the call. I've put the volume up really loud so the ringtone comes off and I'm ready for that call. So I had to go onto the live chat, victim support live chat, and I got through to Helen, who then proceeded to tell me that she'd tell the worker to call me back after he's finished talking to somebody else. Helen on live chat. I've kept a record of it. I'm screenshotting everything I'm getting because I am not getting through to anybody real on the phone at all. So Helen spoke to me, Crystal, on Victim Support's live chat this afternoon, and I'm still getting weird messages off of TikTok, weird messages. I love you. I don't know who you are. I've never met you. Can you go on to Telegram or Zangy? I don't use it. It's pointless. And how can you love someone if you've never even seen them face to face? I am getting mildly pissed off right now. Mildly. I want to get out of this flat. I want to move. I want to start again and not make the same mistakes. I want to possibly be given that chance, if at all possible. Where it all went wrong was from the beginning, with this nuisance upstairs making so much noise with his children, making it unbearable for me to live in this flat. And the drilling now, what the fuck? And getting up at 4:45 in the morning. I'm not a young woman myself. Clodhopper boots. He's got nothing to do with my life, this guy. But my life revolves around his noise. But he's nothing to do with me. I've never met him and I don't fucking want to. I told you, I felt threatened since I made a report to the council a long time ago now, and they didn't do anything either. No one does anything. I've got loads of people asking me my name, my address, but they're not actually doing anything to help me. So it started off, this was supposed to be a fresh place for me to live. And week into moving into here, my life was made a misery. And I've got PTSD. I just need to get out of here before I go permanently crazy or have a nervous fucking mental breakdown. The only other person that I think can help talk is the Samaritans. If I ring the Samaritans up, are they going to put the call on hold or I won't be able to get through? Like the fucking police. Seriously, there's something seriously wrong when I'm ringing places and they don't fucking answer when they're supposed to be 24/7 call operating centres and police that are supposed to answer 999 calls that way back going to 2016 never answered the phone when I needed emergency fucking help. I don't know what's going on. My dad had this as well. My mum and dad had a flood when they first moved into their flat and the housing didn't want to know. They told my elderly parents to call the fire brigade. The fire brigade. we actually ringing and speaking to? Who are these people? Are they actors and actresses on the end of a phone with their funny accents? Are they? So I'm still in the same position as I was 2 Fridays ago. I don't want to go to the fucking shop. Number one, I haven't got the money. Number two, I wouldn't want to go in there anyway, the way I'm treated. And this is what gang stalkers do. They prevent you from doing what you want to do. Stuck in the flat. Have you got Telegram? Have you got Zangy? Can you go over to WhatsApp and I can show you what I've got? I don't want to see what you've got. This has got to fucking stop. It's got to stop. There is a madman out there, a crazy nutter, obsessed with his body parts and thinks I want to see them, and I don't. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Get more from your smart speaker by linking to your Global Player account. You'll then be able to catch up on your favourite shows on your smart speaker. Just say, ask Global Player to link my account.
How do we know? Sure. It's a really good question, and we've got some really good support and advice available in our Boots stores with the pharmacists and healthcare teams. So it's important to speak to a healthcare professional. You mentioned whether you're getting enough nutrients and vitamins from your diet. One particular vitamin we talk about is vitamin D, which is essential, but it's a vitamin that it's made in your body because of direct exposure of sun to your skin. During the winter months, we lack vitamin D, so there's a good evidence to suggest that the recommendation is to take a vitamin D supplement, for example, during the winter months.
And as a pale, freckly Irish woman, I am quite sort of nervous of sitting in the sun because I burn so easily.
Sure.
And having had a very bad vitamin D deficiency myself last year and been treated for it and then told to get out in the sun, you actually don't need to be out long, do you? You can sit out in the sun and get just a few short doses of it a day, and you'll really be topping up that vitamin D as well.
That is true. And
it's the winter problem.
Yes, that is true. And it's the problem we've got is during the autumn and the winter season where there is not enough sunlight. And it's important to have a conversation with your healthcare professional or the pharmacist in Boots. Or even having a look on our Boots Health Hub, which has got lots of information on vitamin D supplements.
And are there any stages in life where people should consider taking vitamin supplements, perhaps more than other, when they're very young or when they're very old or when they've been ill?
There are many stages in life that could happen. For example, teenagers. We know that it's not always easy to get them to eat a healthy, balanced diet. So they may be lacking in some of the multivitamins or the vitamins they need. When you're pregnant, you will need to take a supplement of folic acid, which is really important, and it's from government guidelines. Preconception, and also when somebody is going through the menopause. Again, there's a really big section on our Health Hub on menopause, and you can come into the pharmacy and speak to the Boots pharmacist.
And that Health Hub you mentioned, that's where people can get a lot more information about vitamins.
There is so much information on the Health Hub, and you can go onto the Health Hub and there's different sections on multivitamins. But if you're not comfortable with using the Health Hub, you can come into Boots and speak to the pharmacist or the pharmacy teams with a person-centred approach we will provide.
And the more knowledge we have about taking control of our own health, the better. That's the message here.
The message, prevention is better than cure, is always been the message in whatever line of work you are in, and making sure you have a good, healthy, balanced diet, and making sure that you're not treating something which is going to cause problems in the future is very important.
Well, thank you for speaking to me today, Sanjay. Good to talk to you. And thank you to Boots, where you can walk in, get treated, and walk out.
Thank you, Sheila.
There you go. That was Sanjay from Boots. As he said, walk in, get treated, and walk out. You will remember, we haven't spoken about it today, but I did last week, Donald Trump's comments on Gaza and the people of Gaza returning to their homes or attempting to, or what's left of their homes. He has given an interview to Fox News. I mean, he either doesn't understand a single thing coming out of his mouth, and I don't believe that's the case, or he's doing some major rattling of the cage to see what happens, which would be my choice for what he's, of the two, as to what he's playing at. I think that was my question to you last week, wasn't it? What is he playing at with this Gaza announcement? Or claim that he will take it over, America will take it over. He said in this Fox interview that Palestinians would have no right of return to Gaza under his takeover plan. This is almost a week after first suggesting that the US should, in his words, own Gaza. Under the plans as outlined by Donald Trump, Palestinians wouldn't, he said in this Fox interview, have the right to return to the territory. He's spoken, hasn't he, about countries like Jordan or Egypt or others in the Arab world, taking them, giving them homes, fabulous lives, beautiful lives, to use the Trump-esque language that he was talking about. At the same time as this interview, the new Secretary of State in the United States, Marco Rubio, is meeting Egypt's foreign minister in Washington, D.C. today. This is all amidst the tariff talk as well. But speaking to reporters on Air Force One over the weekend, Donald Trump repeated that so-called plan to take over Gaza. And he said, "I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza." Kind of puts our housing conversation into light relief, doesn't it? As far as the US rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it, he said. He added that he thinks it's a big mistake to allow the Palestinians to go back another time. It's a demolition site, he said. It'll be reclaimed, it'll be levelled out, fixed up. There won't be anybody there. Adding that they would build beautiful sites on the land, but not for the people who currently live there or try to live there. People can come from all over the world and live there, he says, but we're going to take care of the Palestinians. It's very strange. I mean, he's doubling down in a number of different directions on this, isn't he? And is it an attempt to draw out other people? The King of Jordan gave a pretty excoriating speech about it a few days ago in light of his first announcement. So we'll see what comes from the Arab world on this. Just thought I'd bring you up to speed on that. Matthew has called from Salisbury to carry on our conversation about housing here in the UK. Hello, Matthew.
Hello there. Very good afternoon to you, Sheila.
You too. You want to talk about materials?
Yes. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the what is phrased as the modern method of construction, pod housing, SIPs, prefabricated, that type of things, and they're absolutely wonderful. And back in 2013, 2012, I was trying to establish a business at the time, actually creating a construction company to build SIPs, structurally insulated panel system type housing, which uses timber frames and then insulates using panels. And I attended the Green Deal signing, as it was, with the government up in London, and the pomp and the ceremony was fantastic. Everybody was very excited about it, and we met with the directors of the then Carillion company to work with them to actually build developments around the country, but unfortunately they folded in the months to come, so that didn't come about. However, the one thing that we found that was the stumbling block on every occasion wasn't the fact that there was no demand. There was huge demand. It wasn't the fact that we couldn't get the supply. We were able to get the products into the country from America that do these sorts of things very efficiently. The big problem was the mortgage companies, and they weren't willing to finance a mortgage these amazing properties that are lower cost and inject the money that people so essentially need to be able to get the buildings sold. So it's not that anybody was able to actually buy or sell these. They couldn't because they couldn't get the money.
I mean, if you could add one policy into the mix, what would it be?
So I would require the mortgage companies to actually have a better knowledge of these products so that they can actually include them as a standard building, because we've got this mentality of the three little pigs in this country where your building's got to be made of brick and not wood, otherwise it will be blown over. Well, we don't have tornadoes or hurricanes like they do in America, so the likelihood of our properties being blown down is remote.
Yeah, but I mean, even if we did, you wouldn't just be plonking the house like a Wendy house on a patch of land, would you? You'd be securing it.
And even now, since the timber frames, you've got the Lego brick style properties, which are just phenomenal.
I love a Lego house.
Not actually made out of Lego, but
I know. I didn't think it was actually made up.
No, but big blocks that go together in a similar fashion as Lego, but they're so light because they're principally made out of polystyrene. And
Well, on a bad day, I've got Lego hair, so I just need a Lego house to go with it. Thank you, Matthew. I will leave it there. Matthew in Salisbury. Thank you so much for all of your calls, and especially to Dawn and Vicky, who rang at the tail end of our conversation about hospices, and their lovely daughter Emma, who from heaven got them both to ring in from separate places. It's all happening on my show, Tom. You ever had a call from heaven?
No, but I was just
Well, I did
to be
today.
honest, I prefer a Duplo house to a Lego
Would you?
house. Yeah.
So he's
Bigger.
sidestepping the heaven question.
No, it's bigger, isn't it?
Duplo,
Do
yeah.
you remember Duplo?
I do. And what's it? Sylvanian
families. Oh, they're still a thing. We've
Are
got
they
tons
still a
of them.
thing?
Oh my God, can't
Yeah,
move them.
keep
They've practically
standing on
moved
them.
in our house. Squatting, actually.
He got a new boiler.
Oh,
I've seen the Instagram on the boiler. I've seen
it's
it.
so good.
Anyway, I got a call from heaven. Beat that. If you missed any of today's show, you can listen back on Catch Up on Global Player, where you'll find all of LBC shows to catch up on, as well as all of Global's live radio stations. The great thing about that call from heaven is it tells me that even when I die, I can carry on talking. Download Global Player for free